Hi Chi, how are you? You seem nervous.
Yeah, my company is transferring me to the office in Morocco.
In Morocco, that's great.
Yeah, I'm getting worried about how I am going to adapt to a culture so different from China.
Oh, that makes sense. But don't you worry. I just read a book about Morocco. So first of all, I'm going to tell you about the context, some cool facts. Then there's going to be an elective class on cross-cultural management right here. So we'll go attend. And at the end of class, there's going to be a guest speaker who's worked in Morocco for 3 months. So he's going to tell us all about it.
Okay, that's cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So first of all, some quick facts about Morocco. Its capital is Rabat. Its official languages are Arabic and Berber. However, it has other spoken languages such as Moroccan Arabic, Hassanian Arabic, Berber, and French. Its religion is mostly Islam, 99%, and its population is 37 million people. And now some context about its history and Morocco. So the Kingdom of Morocco is the most westerly of the North African countries and is known as the Maghreb, which means the Arab West. It has Atlantic and Mediterranean coastlines and a history of independence not shared by its neighbors. Its rich culture is a blend of Arab, Berber, European, and African influences, so it's a very multicultural country, as you can see. And although the country is rapidly modernizing and enjoys a high standard of living, it retains much of its ancient architecture and even more of its traditional customs.
Oh, that's cool. Very interesting information.
Yeah, should we go? Keep
Yeah,
going to the
thank you.
classroom?
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm so
I didn't
sorry.
see you. Sorry, I didn't see you.
No, I'm so sorry.
I'm late. I have to hurry because I have to catch a flight to Morocco.
To Morocco? What
Yeah,
a
why?
coincidence. Please, just 2 minutes, quickly tell us about the business there.
Okay, only real quick. So basically, Morocco has been attracting many investors because of its stable and steady growth of economy. And many expats with expertise in the field of technology, training, communication, and of course management have taken up jobs and assignments in this country and basically broken down. It's important to network with people and that they trust you, because in the start it's not easy to get to be trusted from Moroccan people. Furthermore, it's important to know that you can be offended by time spending greetings, breaks, or work in a relaxed manner. But let me show you a quick YouTube video about it.
Oh, of course.
What's up guys, and welcome to today's video on business in Morocco. Firstly, we'll start with language in Morocco. Moroccan Arabic is the official language, and people employed in the public sector are fluent in reading and writing this language. Most businesses in the public sector are conducted in French though. Even though the talking is done in French, the paperwork is done in Arabic, so you have to have a thorough knowledge of both languages. And English will be especially helpful for young people who are looking to expand their business globally. Next, we'll talk about the working hours. Even though Friday is an official working day, many locals will take a long break of up to 3 hours in the afternoon to pray, so it's best not to schedule work during these times. Next, dressing for work. First impressions are formed based on how a person is dressed. Professionals will dress very formally, with lots of emphasis placed on brand names. Men wear dark-colored business suits every day, and women are required to dress more conservatively, with their knees and arms covered. It's also suggested that excessive makeup, jewelry, and accessories should be avoided. Now, when it comes to greetings, if there are two people of the same gender, the normal greeting is to simply shake hands. When it comes to opposite gender, a man waits for a woman to offer her hand, otherwise he should bow his head. Now, when it comes to meetings, the general tendency is to schedule meetings very far in advance, generally a couple weeks, and then reconfirm a few days before. They generally plan their meetings around prayer service times. And showing up on time for a meeting is regarded as a sign of respect, but you should also be prepared to wait. Avoid scheduled meetings during Ramadan, as eating or drinking is forbidden during these times. They also have an open door policy for meetings, meaning it may get interrupted every now and then, and you should not look to drive the conversation back topic back to the meeting until this interruption is ended. Next, let's discuss negotiations and decisions. It's against Moroccan culture to criticize or confront someone, especially in public, and many of the locals will agree to almost anything just to keep a person from losing face, having a large tendency towards non-confrontation. In a meeting, professionals should be prepared for a fair amount of haggling, meaning most Moroccans will expect there to be some room for negotiation before an offer becomes final. Hierarchy is particularly important, with most decisions being made by higher-ranking people. It can take quite a long time for decisions to be made, and rushing someone could be perceived as an insult. They generally prefer to seek long-term business relationships, and it may take several visits to accomplish simple tasks. Moroccans are generally quieter and more reserved around superiors, and will not be upfront and direct with those above them. However, when talking with people of the same stature, the debates will be much more lively and they may speak over each other. Moroccans also prefer to express excitement or dislike with facial expressions, as opposed to words. I hope you guys learned something new today about Moroccan business, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos about business around the world. Thank you.
Okay, now let's go to the elective of cross-cultural management. It's going to be a class about different countries, the dimension, and it's going to help you learn about the culture of Morocco.
Oh, thank you.
Hi class. So last week we discussed the 6 cultural dimensions of Hofstede and applied it to the context of China. This week we are going to talk about Morocco. We will start by doing a quick exercise. I will read out a specific sentence which is typical for the Moroccan culture, and then you will guess the respective Hofstede dimension and the pole, so high or low. Afterwards I'm going to tell you the correct answer or the answer that fits the best in this case and explain it to you. Let's start by doing the first sentence. In Morocco, companies are very hierarchical and the CEO or the leader typically makes decisions. Oh, Victoria.
I would say it's high individualism, since it's the individual that makes the decision and not the group.
Well, when we look at the definition of individualism versus collectivism, that's not the main focus of this dimension. This dimension is more about the strength of ties between individuals and also in versus out group dynamics. Spencer.
I think it might be high power distance because of the importance of hierarchy.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, Morocco has a score of 70, so it's a pretty high degree of power distance. And if you look at the definition of power distance is the extent to which the less powerful members of institutions and organizations within a country expect and accept that power is distributed unequally. In Morocco, hierarchies and centralization are key features of the society, and employees expect to be told what to do by their superiors. Decision-making is the clear responsibility of the top management team. It's also quite common for Moroccans to first obtain a group consensus before making a final decision. Okay, let's move on with the second sentence. The family is the most significant unit of Moroccan life and plays an important role in all social relations. Victoria.
I think that might actually be collectivism, since the group or the family is in the focus here.
Yeah, that's correct. In fact, Morocco has a score of 46, which means it's considered collectivist because it's more on the collectivistic end, but the score is not pretty strong. It doesn't tell you a lot about it, but what can we say about Morocco is that long-term personal relationships, trust and friendship play such important roles in the Moroccan context, and the family is always placed before the individual. Also, Moroccans prefer to work with people they know. Let's move on with the third sentence. Society is very conservative and change is often seen as a threat to society. Kisen.
Thank you, Professor. I think it's short-term orientation because they don't want to move forward.
Yeah, well, this is indeed a tricky one, so this may also be accepted, but that's not the main focus again here, because the main focus here is on the fear of change, because change makes people feel uncomfortable because of the uncertainty and the ambiguity of change. So that's exactly the definition of uncertainty avoidance, if you remember from last week. And Morocco scores very high in this dimension. It has a score of 68. So let's move on with the next question. A key motivator at work is pay. Victoria.
That must be masculinity. I remember the definition that material rewards and performance are key aspects of masculine societies.
Yes, so in fact Morocco has a pretty inconclusive score again. Here it's 53, so it's more on the masculine side, but we should be careful with making definite statements because it doesn't tell you a lot, the score. The next sentence is, traditions play a major role in the Moroccan society. Which dimension could that be? Oh, here. Yeah.
Oh no, I think that must mean they are short-term oriented culture because they focus on the past.
Exactly. So Morocco has a score of 14, so they are very short-term oriented. They value traditions a lot, and they don't save a lot for the future. So the last sentence I want to read out to you is Moroccans tend to be very pessimistic. Spencer.
I think that could be because they're a culture of restraint, so it means that they have really low indulgence.
Yeah, that's correct. So Morocco scores a 25 on this dimension. So Moroccans believe that actions are restrained by social norms and they tend to control their desires. Good job, guys. So next I have a guest speaker for you here who did an internship in Morocco for 3 months, and he's going to tell you about his experience as an intern in Morocco and about his experience in the Moroccan culture. So that's going to help you a lot to understand the culture a bit better.
Hello, so I am Hector Courtois. I am French, 22 years old, but I have lived 3 years of my life in Morocco. And I went back in Morocco 2 years ago to do an internship there and to work for a Moroccan company. My internship was very different than from the others work experience that I have in France. And I noticed a lot of things that surprised me and that I will try to share with you. So it started as soon as I arrived in Morocco. The company I was supposed to work with was supposed to find me a place for me to stay during the duration of the internship. However, they did not really pay attention to the deadlines and to when I would arrive. So when I arrived, there was no place. And what they did is that they proposed to me to live with my boss, which is really weird for me, for French people. And in the end, I ended up spending the whole internship at my boss' place. And I became a friend of him, and it was really nice, but again, really weird for me. I also experienced this closeness with my colleagues at the workplace. During the first week, my job was to meet the people, talk to them, and learn who they were. And also, I arrived during the Ramadan week. And the second day I was there, I was already invited to spend the ftour with a Moroccan family. So it was really friendly and really nice. Also, every Friday we were sharing couscous between colleagues, which is a tradition in Morocco, really linked to Islam, their religion, which is really important in their everyday life. It's really important, and even during the small talks with my colleagues, we were talking about religions, which is something we do not do in French, for example. As far as for work, I understood many things. I quickly realized that deadlines and schedules were not the most important thing. I didn't have a real schedule, and I could arrive at work at the hour I would decide to. But it was more the importance was more stressed on the achievements, and we had a lot of meetings with the boss to talk and to show our improvements. And finally, the CEO of the company, he had an extremely important role in the company, and all the decision would go through him. As soon as the project was moving forward, we had to inform him and to get his opinion and approval.
So are you less nervous about moving to Morocco now?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for bringing me to the class. Yeah, I'm getting better understanding of Moroccan culture.
Oh, perfect. I'm glad it helped. Good luck.